What's up? I'm Skilla and this is Nerd Stuff with Skilla, and I just finished watching the 9th episode of the first season of The Gifted, and it is called outfoXed. There will be spoilers ahead, so if you are not caught up on The Gifted, go ahead and go get caught up and then come back and watch this video. So what you need to know about this episode is that the Strucker siblings are learning how to use their powers together, which is something that their great-grandparents did, and their great-grandparents are comic book characters known together as Fenris, which they talk about in the show, which is pretty cool. The second part of this is that Esme is pushing the underground to help her rescue her family, which is presumably her siblings or sisters, since in the comic books she does have siblings. I wasn't familiar with the character until it was pointed out to me by Ryan Shannon in a comment last week. Thank you so much, Ryan. She convinces them to go in this really risky takedown of this facility to try and free all the mutants that are in it. Now, this fails. They get the Strucker kids to come in and help them, and Jace is wise to their plan. He's figuring out. We find out that Campbell is in the hospital. I would assume that's what's going to lead him to take on his transformation and become who he becomes in the comic books. My issues right now with the show, I feel like every episode or every other episode we're having some sort of heist situation. Like, I feel like we're kind of rehashing the same plot over and over again. Now that might just be me. I might be the only one who really feels that way, but I would like us to explore a different narrative, maybe. It's kind of getting annoying. I've really enjoyed this show so far, but it really does bother me that they're just doing the same thing. Okay, we're going to infiltrate, we're going to use Blink's power to get us so-and-so, and then the Strucker kids are going to have some kind of family junk going on, and then the mom's going to get kind of sad that they're going to have to go and do this dangerous thing, and then they'll figure out how to all do it together in a way, or she'll be doing something helpful back at the home base. And I think that they can do better than that. I think that this show has been pretty solid so far, with a few pretty big misses along the way. I think that they can do something other than that same stuff over and over again. And I think it's... if they are going to do situations like that, maybe they should have drug some of those into the next season to make this first season less repetitive. At the end of the episode, the Strucker kids, Blink, and Dreamer, I believe, are all caught in this facility, and everybody else gets away. And the mom, she's just destroyed. She did a pretty good job, I think. I feel like this episode had a lot less melodrama than a couple of the last previous episodes had. Like, we don't have to deal with Lauren trying to have a boyfriend, and we're not dealing with Blink and Thunderbird's stuff. And so I liked that aspect of it. I don't know. I like that we're getting new characters. They're just kind of peppering them in and building that part of the story pretty efficiently, I would say. What bothers me is that we're rehashing the same plot line while adding in new characters. So it might be good for us to see a little bit more of some other characters' past rather than redo the same heist every couple of episodes. Just my opinion, but that's how I feel about it. Now, I did like this episode in general. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was fun. The action was pretty cool. I like that Polaris is having this dream that she thinks that the Sentinel Services has her baby, even though her baby's all up in her belly. So I think that is probably foreshadowing of something crazy to happen in the future. Eclipse is being really supportive of her right now, and I like that. And I wish that all of the cartel stuff wasn't happening with him, because I think that he would have been just as strong of a character without us going back into that, you know what I mean? Like, if that had just been part of his past and we're not dealing with it in the present, I think that would have been just fine. He's got enough on his plate without having to have that show us who he is as a character, if that makes sense. So that's how I feel about it. I think that the next episode is going to be pretty cool. We're going to have yet another heist episode, I'm sure, because they're going to have to go in and infiltrate and try to get all of those characters back without those characters who are extremely helpful at infiltrating places. So we'll see how that goes. But let me know in the comments if you feel that way. Like, do you think that they're just the right amount of heist situations, or do you think that it is way too much heist? Because that's kind of what I'm getting at this point. I just don't feel like that's what I signed up for, you know what I mean? And I think that there's a lot of room for them to do more with these characters and with this plot than to just keep on doing that same plot point over and over again. That's just how I feel. I do think that most of the actors in the show are doing a pretty solid job, and I'm excited about what happens next. I just think that they are missing out on some they're missing some opportunities. You know what I mean? They're just missing some opportunities. Give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop a comment down below if you want to tell me about what you think about the plot structure of this show. Subscribe to my channel if you want to hear about more nerdy stuff from me. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I am sorry that I have not been posting videos in the last couple weeks. I did 2, I think, and it was Thanksgiving. It's the beginning of December, and I'm pretty new to this whole YouTube situation. My main struggle is that I am running out of things that are currently on to report on. So I've been trying to think of other things that I could do to fill in those blank spaces when it comes to this time of year, when a lot of shows are ending and not so many new ones that I'm interested are starting. Now, even though there are a couple of subscription channel shows that I'm interested in watching, like The Punisher or like The Runaways, I don't have internet in my house, so I can't really do that. And I always will have those videos out much later if I choose to cover them, which is why these Stranger Things reviews didn't quite go as well as I had expected them to. So I was thinking, if you're interested in this as viewers of this channel, or if you're just stopping in, this is the first video you've seen of mine, would you be interested in seeing a tight-knit group of friends play some tabletop games maybe? Like Cards Against Humanity, or Super Fight, or Munchkin, or Flux, or something like that. And, you know, have some fun with that. Maybe that's something you're interested in, maybe it isn't. If you have any ideas for things that you would like me to cover, this is a baby channel, we're just new at this, you know? So if you have ideas of things that you would like to see in a nerdy type channel that you aren't seeing somewhere else, I'd love to have that, those ideas and kind of figure out where I want to go with this. Thank you for staying tuned till the end of the video if you are doing that. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.